on one of my new tenants that I just provisioned, but I've been having this challenge. It doesn't go past this loading. It keeps rotating and then won't get into the landing page. So I guess the issue would be with the database, because Copilot needs to load a database, an environment that is provisioned. So with that, I'm just going to look for Power Platform. Yeah, I'm going to go to admin, Power Platform Admin Center, and then see how I can create a new environment. So that will help the Copilot Studio to load properly. So let's see how that goes. We don't have any environment on show. So none of these environments have database, and for Copilot to work properly, the environment needs to have a database. So let's use trial subscription or developer. So with developer, let's go to default setting. Environment group. So what if we use trial, manage, no, pay as you go, no. So I also love to use developer. Let's call this I'm just going to call it my name. Yeah, Nsikan and NV. Okay, so there's no group. I'm not going to make it a manage. Get security features. Yeah, that's fine. For makers and developers, you're going to go with dev plans. That's fine. Owner. So I'll make myself the owner. So with this, I'll go next. So we'll see if after provisioning the database in the new tenants, the new environment, if the issue will still persist. Deploy sample apps and data. Don't mind. So for Copilot Studio to load, it needs an environment with database provisioned. So once that is done, we can try to bring up Copilot Studio to see if it works. So right now I have okay, it's still preparing. So I was going to be surprised why I don't have database as yes. So keep refreshing. Okay, so you can see database is yes. So I'm going to try this again. Copilot Studio. Let's just see what happens. Otherwise, we're going to try a different approach. We're going to force the URL. So that means I'm going to grab the specific GUID of the environment, okay, and then manually construct the URL and paste it into my browser. You can see we're still having this challenge. Okay, let's get back to our environment. This is the environment I want to use. So where's my environment ID? So this is the environment ID. I copy this. So if you check, currently it's using a different environment ID. So let's go back and refresh just to be sure we have database enabled for the default I kind of figured that we might run into problems. Okay, so Dataverse is not provisioned yet, so let me try it again. Keep trying. Let's go back. Add Dataverse. Okay, so it's preparing. So once that is done, you should have Dataverse provisioned for this. And then we'll go back to the URL and see what happens. Hopefully it works. And if it works, that'll be a good one. You can always follow the same procedure. So this is for a new tenant you're trying to set up, and you might have Copilot Studio trial that runs up to 1 year, 12 months. And so, but if you don't provision the environment properly, your Copilot Studio won't load. It won't even get you to the landing page. So that's what I'm trying to fix. I'll keep refreshing this. Okay, so it's yes, that's fine. So let's confirm. This is the one that has the environment ID. You can see 7972CCD. So let's get here 797. You can see this 2CCD. So let's try to reload this. I feel it should work because Copilot Studio depends on environment and database. Okay, so at least we're making headway. So to use or edit Copilot in this environment, ask your administrator to update your permissions group. All right, so we are making progress. Before we couldn't even get to these points. So let's go back to these permissions. Okay, so I have an idea. Let's do this. Let's go to the environment. This environment. See all user. So we have this manage roles, right? So with this I already have, I need the environment maker role. Okay, so I grant myself this. Yes. So with this I can have access to a lot of things. So I'll just go back, and then since I know this environment ID, I'm going to have to reload the Copilot Studio with a different ID. So let's do this. It's not going to be default. Let's see if that works. If it works, that's fine. That means we're making progress, okay? And that's how you troubleshoot issues. All right, so here we are. So that works. So the environment needed to be changed. I had to change the environment ID. This is awesome. So from here I can create my agents. That will be a different video entirely. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've learned something. My name is Nsikan, a Microsoft MVP. See you next time.